executive decision as CEO of my allotment plot. I'm only trying my best. I'm sorry, gardening police, arrest me. Oh my God. Oh, impaled myself there. Hello everyone, welcome back to another allotment video. My name's Emma. This is my allotment. You're currently in my shed, it's a mess. Don't look. Oh God, I'm knocking things over, it's a mess. We're back at the allotment today, woohoo! It's been a while, I'll be honest, it's been a little while. It's been raining really bad for the past week. So I've not been able to get here. I could have come in the rain. I'm a fair weather gardener, so didn't do that. If you're new, by the way, feel free to join our little allotment group. You don't get a pin or a prize or anything, but you do get to stay up to date with when we put videos out if you click the subscribe button. Or watch this video, make an assessment whether you want to watch any more, and then subscribe. I don't really mind, it's up to you. It's your time, it's your button clicking. Go for it. So today we are back, we are here. Today is mostly going to be a tidying day, and I don't mean the shed. The shed ain't never getting tidied. I mean clearing out crops, tidying up weeds, all my fun favourite jobs, because it's October now, so it's officially the end of gardening season. I have got winter crops in, but mostly it's the end of the gardening season, so we're going to clear some bits and bobs out, clear the weeds out, chop anything down, bish bash bosh, get ready for next year, because preparation is key. We're also going to have a little chat at some point about the changes that we're making for next year and this year. We're going to have a chat. I'm going to get some feedback from the comments, we'll see the situation, but we'll have a chat about how we're going to do things next year. This year's been semi-successful, not going to lie. We've got some good stuff. If you watch back the videos, we've got a lot of good stuff. But the one thing I wanted was bloody big fat Halloween pumpkins, and we didn't get one. So next year we're changing things up. I'm also going to go over to our new flower plot behind and do a little bit of tidying up there, because that's been a little bit neglected, not going to lie, while I've been doing winter veg and stuff. So we'll tidy up over there, and yeah, we'll just have a general tidy up. Obviously we'll take any food that is available to take home, and I'm going to do a flower chop harvest. Not sure, because if you don't know, my dad and his partner have got a plot up there somewhere next to my half plot, and they're on holiday, but they have said she grows mainly flowers, and I can take any flowers that are in bloom, so I'm going to have a lovely vase full of flowers, and I'll deadhead and do a bit of a tidy up for her as a thank you. So that is the plan currently at the moment. So yeah, take you along with me as I do these jobs. First point of call, let's check in the greenhouse to see if the bugs are still rampant on my chilies, my aubergines and my tomatoes, and see if there's any tomatoes to take home, because I'm planning to make a chilli and tomato chutney with the tomatoes we've got left, so hopefully there's a couple more tomatoes and chilies, or it's going to be a very teeny tiny pot of chilli tomato chutney. So let's go and water the tomatoes, what's left of them, water the chilies and check on the bugs. Tomato-wise, I can only see about 3 tomatoes. I mean, it is October, so that's sort of fine. I'll still take them, because every tomato is a blessing at this point. And we might have a couple of nice warm days this week, so I will take them, even if they're only teeny tiny. And are there any chilies? Oh yes, wonderful. We've got another couple of cayennes. The cayennes are the only chilies we've actually had, so that's good. There are a couple of other chilies, but I don't know if they're... Yes, we'll assess the situation. There are still some bug residues, so cross that bridge. But I think, well, let me pick the tomatoes and I'll get back to you. So I've actually got quite a good haul there. Got a fair few tomatoes of all different varieties, and then the peppers. I've not been holding out much hope for the peppers. We have had a couple of cayennes, and they are Actually really tasty. I don't like spice, Sam loves spice, so Sam's my fiance and other owner of this allotment, by the way. He likes spice, so he normally does chilies. Chilies are normally Sam's one plant that he likes to grow. So we've tried a couple of the cayennes and they are very tasty and a good medium hot heat level. So I'll grow these again next year. It's super easy, had quite a few off the plant. And then we've had jazz chilies before. Jazz chilies are a bit ornamentally because they come up in all sorts of colours. They come up in purples, yellows. The yellow ones are very spicy. The purple yellow ones are not so bad. But I picked those because they were ready, and I'll put them in the aforementioned chutney. And then these are newbies. These are things I've not picked before. So, actually, tell a lie. We have a duplicate of this plant in our home greenhouse, and this is red cherry hot peppers, because they look like little cherries. They're very cute, but my God, are these spicy. These pack a punch. So we've got 2 of those ready, so I'll put them in my chutney as well. And then we also have 2 little sweet yellow peppers. And I saved these from seed last year. These like snack peppers. They've not got very big. No, the ones we had last year were a bit more like so big, a couple of inches longer. But these are ready, so I'll take these home, and we're having tacos for tea, so I'll put these into like a salsa or into the taco or whatever, but these will be good for tea tonight. So not a bad little basket of stuff. What I was going to say is I'm going to get rid of the aubergine plants. I've had 2, saying that, I can see a bloody aubergine growing. I just decided I'm going to get rid of you. You can't start that. Basically, these aubergines have been nothing but a pain in my backside. First of all, you can see they're a mess because they were covered in bugs. They were covered in green fly, white fly, aphids, and I think I've managed to get the bugs under control, but it's left this horrible like black stuff all over the leaves. I don't know if that's from the bug spray or if that's from the bugs themselves. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't think there are actually that many alive bugs. But as I say, I've just seen, which plant was it on? Which plant were you on? I've just seen a little aubergine growing, and I don't want to kill it if it's got something growing. But I wanted to get rid of them. Mind you, we're in October. Is it even going to ripen? Probably not. No. Executive decision as CEO of my allotment plot. The aubergines are going. I've had 2 good aubergines off them, and the rest got demolished by bugs. Sorry, that was my fault. I will grow them next year, aubergines, but if they get bugs on, sort it immediately. Don't leave it 2 weeks in the heat of the summer because bugs multiply, apparently, really quickly. I've learnt that. So I'm going to chuck these into the compost bin and hope for next year, because realistically, even if they've got a little aubergine growing, it's not going to ripen, is it? So yeah, I'll chuck these all in the compost bin, and then we can sow some bits and bobs, because I did bring some seeds to sow, so we can go back to sowing, which is quite nice in October. So yeah, let's get rid of these. Compost for you, sorry. I'll save you though. You did a rubbish job at keeping those flies away. Honestly, Audrey. Right, get these in the compost. Oh. So that is all the aubergines gone. Yeah, I feel a bit sad, but I'm also alright about it. This is what's left of the lettuces. If you'd have seen last week's vlog, I planted maybe 15 lettuces out, and the slugs ate every single bleeding one. So I'm glad I saved some spares. We'll come on to that shortly. And these are some herbs that have just been like on the bottom shelf all season. We've got a mint that's gone rampant. I think this is an oregano, and a purple basil. So I've just kept them because they're mostly alive, and the basil will die, but these might overwinter, so keep them. Keep anything that's alive and green. And I have got some to sow. I've got some coriander and some dill, because I think I can keep these in the greenhouse over winter, and they should be good for overwintering next year, stuff like that. So I'm gonna sow these guys, keep them on there with the other herbs, hope they don't get bug infested like the rest. Yeah, that's all I'm really sowing. I have been sowing, obviously you've seen last week I sowed all those brassicas and stuff, but now I think I'm going to stop sowing. After these, I think that's going to be the only things I sow now until January, when I get some onions on the go, and all my chilies and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're going to take a pause on the sowing. Whatever's alive is live and growing and can be planted, but I'm not going to sow anything else because I think I need a break over winter. I think most gardeners need a break over winter. It's quite intense day to day, isn't it? So we'll stick with what we've got. I'm going to sow them in these little plastic things that stuff comes in from the garden centre, and I'll just sow them and then pot them on whatever when they come up, if they come up. That's the current plan. We're back where the lettuces went to die, okay? We're back at the same old spot. And I've got my spare lettuce eye to plant out. And this is where I would like to discuss something. So, I would refrain from any hate in the comments, please. I'm only trying my best. But basically, when a slug eats literally 15 lettuces, from right under your nose, you got to change something. And lettuce is one of those things that I actually grow because I eat it and I use it, and we have a pet rabbit who eats a bloomin' lot of lettuce. So it's actually something I could do with growing. And we grew it last year down there in the salad bed. Fine. The lettuces picked one and ate that one. Fine. You can have one. Two. You can have two. I think I planted 9 or 12. They can have them. Fine. Easy peasy. But to eat 15 lettuces right in front of me, and it's not like, this bed's fairly clear, it's not really near any overgrown, I've done nothing to encourage them. I don't really know why the slugs decided that they just wanted to demolish all of my hard work in here. But anyway, now I've ranted about slugs long enough. I am going to plant my spare lettuce, as I've said, and I'm going to put eggshells around them. I'm going to do a beer trap. And for the first time, and I'm not proud of it at all, and I have tried really hard to not use any pellets and to be completely organic and to just use organic things. But it's really, really disheartening to see all your hard work just gone overnight because of the slugs. And I think gardening should be fun, and at the moment I'm not finding it very fun with the slugs eating everything. So when we went to Barnsdale, if you watch the weekend vlogs, we went to Barnsdale Gardens, and they had little signs up and about saying that they use slug pellets but they're organic and they don't harm wildlife. And me and Sam thought, oh, that's interesting, because I thought all pellets harmed wildlife. So we read into it, we did some research, I did a lot of Googling, and basically Barnsdale used these ones, which are organic slug killer, certified by organic growers, and all it is iron phosphate. And what happens is iron phosphate is good for your soil, number one, so when they get wet and disperse, it just goes into your soil, feeds your soil, fine. My main issue is the hedgehogs and the froggies and the birds. I don't really mind about killing the slugs because I use beer traps, so it's going to kill the slugs anyway. But the issue is, I think, if a bird eats a slug that's been killed by a pellet, what's going to happen to that bird? Well, basically, because it's iron phosphate, the slugs eat it and then they don't die instantly, they go back underground, a bit like how nematodes work. So then they go back underground, and it means the birds and the hedgehogs and the frogs don't get to them. And even if they did, it's very, very, very tiny. It's not really poisonous to big animals. So I've done my speech and I'm going to test it. If they don't work, then I'll not use them, because I'm not going to use something harmful if I don't have to. But I'm going to try it. And if it works and if my lettuce survives, then I might stick with it. I'm not sure. But this is one of the things we're changing up. Me and Sam have discussed it together. And yeah, we've gone for the organic ones. You know, we're trying our little best here. But you know, we've not got endless money to throw at new crops. I think that's one of the problems. And I'd rather not, to be honest, but needs must. It's a very wet autumn, looking like it's rained for the past like a week. So this is what we're doing, and I don't know if you don't agree with it, don't use pellets on your garden, that's fine. I'm not saying everyone should do this, and I'm certainly not preaching it as the correct thing to do. It's just I'm at my wit's end, basically. And it's a trial. Nothing at this plot is permanent. It's just a trial. So shoot me, you know, this is what we're doing. So I'm going to try the pellets. If they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. I've double, triple checked that they're not going to kill any hedgehogs, because if I find a dead hedgehog on this plot, that's it, I'm giving up. So yeah, I've tried my best, I've done my research, I'm using them sparingly, I've checked it's not going to harm wildlife. The only thing that's going to harm is the slugs. And if someone says, what about the slugs, don't kill the slugs, please. There's enough slugs to go around. You can have all the ones in my back garden. There's about 50 million in there. I'm not killing those ones. So this is what I'm doing. Sorry to the gardening police. I'm sorry, gardening police. Arrest me. Arrest me. Let's plant these bloody lettuce. Oh my God, this is hard. Oh my God, I might have to get the hurry out. Some people in the comments have asked me how I'm getting on with the hurry. I bloody love it. I love it. Should have got one years ago. It's the best tool in my arsenal of tools. Because we've got clay soil here, it just cuts through it, which is perfect and exactly what I need. So yeah, hurry is a winner chicken dinner. If you've not got one, get one, especially if you've got clay soil. Bloody brilliant. So I've used them very sparingly, and as I say, if you don't want to use anything to kill slugs, then don't. That's absolutely up to you, and I would rather not. But I've done my research as best as I can. You know, I've tried other methods first. This is not a first port of call, but as I say, gardening's a very unique thing. Some people do it very old school. I do my bit for the animals. I've got bird feeders up, I've got a pond, do you know what I mean? I'm really hopeful that these won't harm any animals, but just don't shoot me. I was very anxious to show this on camera to you guys because I didn't want any of you to tell me off. I'm very susceptible to critique, but me and Sam discussed it and we said, look, we're very real. We tend to show, you know, we vlog our weekends, we show what we're up to, and this is a real issue that I'm facing and a lot of other people are facing this year. So I'm showing it. Please be kind. If you don't agree, that's fine. If you've not got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Let's all move on. Right, I'm going to start pulling out my squash. I picked all the pumpkins in the last vlog. Got no more courgettes. They got frost damaged. It's not looking good for them. So I'm going to pull them out so I can start with nice fresh beds that I can mulch and figure out what I'm going to do with next year. Yeah, I'm just going to start chopping them up, putting them in the compost in our lovely new 3-bay compost system. Thank you, Sam. Also leaving the roots in the ground because I think they'll just sort of compost back to the earth, won't they? That makes sense in my head. Don't know if it's factually accurate. That's what makes sense to me. Right, I'll also clear out this entire squash bed which had the mini pumpkins, and I'll come back to you. One of the other things that needs doing, obviously this bed needs sorting, but this is where I had sweet potatoes. Am I hopeful that there's going to be a single sweet potato under here? No, but it needs pulling out anyway to be ready for next year. So I'm going to have a dig. I'm going to see if I can just pull up. And then I'll dig, but I might not even need to bloody dig. Oh look, absolutely nothing. Well, that was an expensive experiment. These tubers were dead expensive. Oh well. I think next year if we have our polytunnel, I'll do them in the polytunnel and see if we get a better result. We tried, and that's what matters. We tried something new. Did it work? I don't know why I ever thought planting sweet potatoes outside in North East Derbyshire would work, but you live and you learn. And I think I'll plant them in a pot in the polytunnel. Oh my god! 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 Oh my god, there's things. There's worms. Don't need you. If there's anyone else on these allotment plots, they've just heard me actually scream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy moly. Swearing, Emma. Don't get demonetised. I mean, they're gnarly. But that is a sweet potato. That is a sweet potato. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a ruddy sweet potato. There are some little ones, but it's not worth their weight, is it? Oh my goodness. I grew sweet potatoes. Well, that's a turnout for the books, isn't it? Well, maybe they might have worked if it had been a nicer summer. Oh my god. I need to tell Sam. Anyway, oh my, that's so ill. Look at me, I'm overjoyed. I'm gonna de-weed this bed because obviously it needs de-weeding. Put them to one side to take home. I don't know what I'm gonna cook 2.5 sweet potatoes in, but they are gonna go in my mouth at some point. And I'll weed this bed. Oh my god. This is another bed that's just a complete and utter state. It has got some perennial flowers in here, so I don't want to disturb them, but you can see there's just loads of weeds and grass and whatnot, so I'll give this a little tidy and then I'll call it a day on the weeding, I think, and move on to something else, because I find if you overface yourself with weeding, you say, I'm going to weed everything, I'm going to weed every bed, I'm going to do everything. You never do, and then you just spend your whole time there weeding, and weeding's not a fun job, so then you're feeling rubbish about your time at the allotment because all you did was weed, didn't do anything fun. So yeah, I'll just do a bit of weeding, a bit of hoeing. There's some pak choy here that's majestically survived. Yeah, just do a general tidy and then we'll do something a bit more interesting, I think. I'm bored of weeding now. I can only do so much. I've got ADHD. This is not an ADHD fulfilling task. A thistle. Haha, thistle. Oh, not a dibber. Your days are numbered, thistle. They're numbered. Haha. The hurry prevails. Every time. Unfortunately, in this bed particularly, there are millions of little weed seeds from bloody nightmare across the way. Nightmare neighbour has gone now, he's been kicked off. But obviously his weeds were still about and blowing weed seeds everywhere, so these beds are just going to be a complete nightmare. I'll give him a light hoe over to try and kill off as many weed seeds as possible, but I'm never going to get them all. So it's kind of frustrating that that's a thing I'm having to deal with through no fault of my own, just can't pick your allotment neighbours, I suppose. New guy seems all right though. Seen him, said hello. He's cleared up his plot, so we'll give him a trial period as a neighbour and see if he's all right. So as I mentioned before, this is my dad's partner's plot, and I'm just going to cut any flowers off like this one, which in a couple of days or a rain that'll be done for. So I'll cut that off, put it in a bouquet. Got a little jar here, just a pasta jar, and I'll pop them in there. I'm not going to take all of them, obviously, because that would be silly. Just going to take any that can be put into a nice vase. I think these are chrysanthemums that were given to her by someone that grows chrysanthemums for show. So they're quite good ones. Now I've got those. I think I will do a little bit of tidy up on the flower plot just while we've got a little bit of light left, and then we'll take whatever food we need to take and we'll go home. Lovely little jar of flowers there. So now I'll just do a little bit of deadheading of my flowers on my flower plot, on the new plot. It's a bit of a mess up here, to be honest. Since the frost came, it's not been good. The flowers have not enjoyed the frost. Obviously, dahlias hate frost. So a lot of them have, I think, had it. I think I'm trying to prolong the inevitable, really. But they have still got buds on, so I'm being optimistic. These as well look like they've been slugged a lot, which is upsetting. But right, so they're all deadheaded, and we've got a new dahlia to show you. One of the tubers I planted, so I'll show you this one. Look at this guy. Has this one got a label? I don't know if this has got a label. I'm not sure, but it's beautiful. I love that. Hopefully I can save the tuber from this one, because it's really, really, really pretty. That's one of the ones I grew from myself, from tubers by myself, so well done me. I think I'm just gonna try and rip up some of this grass, maybe just do a couple of beds because the light is fading dramatically. Deadhead as I go, and then harvest. As you can see, the sun is very much setting. I've got my little sweet potatoes in there. I'm going to go and grab some other bits and bobs that are ready. Kale for the rabbit, as always. Any flowers that are ready on my plot, I've got another jar, so I'll put them in there. Yeah, we'll grab what we can while we've got a little bit of light. This sunflower's actually fallen over. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to do that because they're all falling over, so I'll just stop them causing any more damage. Obviously we'll take the sunflowers to put in a jar. Oh, impaled myself there. Look how tall that is, just for one little thing. So cute. Anyway, we'll take that home, put those in a jar, put the rest in the compost. Cute. I mean, the sunflowers are very much at the Leaning Tower of Pisa right now. Any more for any more? Any more sunflowers? You're a pretty one. I am leaving most of the seed heads on for the birds and such like. That's so pretty. Oh. But yes, I'll take some of the sunflowers home because otherwise what's the point in growing them if you can't appreciate them? Get some of this chard for the bunny rabbit. He loves chard. Some of these leaves are a little bit worse for wear. I'll not take the bad ones. I've not actually tried the chard yet. I'm a bit nervous because people say it's bitter. So, right. For the bun, similarly, I think I'll take some kale, which is just behind you. There's always kale, isn't there? I can just shove my hands in here and grab a whole bunch. There's always kale. It's a lovely green basket so far. There's no broccoli, but I am going to take a couple of these bigger spring onions because, as I said, we're having tacos tonight, so I think that'll be nice to have on there. Just take the biggest ones, let the rest keep growing. Lovely. I think the last thing we'll take is some of my own dahlias from this plot. I'm so pleased these have finally come up. I'll deadhead some of them as well if they're done. Oh, this guy. I definitely need to save the tuber from this guy because they're such a rich, deep, I don't know how well it's coming up on camera, but it's such a deep burgundy red, and I love the puffball dahlias. So hopefully I can save that tuber because that is just stunning, and it's perfect for an autumn wedding, wouldn't you say? That's it. I've got my lovely basket, mostly of flowers. I'm quite excited for. I might quickly pick some amaranthus to take as well to put in a lovely vase to have a nice display because I've got all these summer autumny flowers. This is the kind of colour vibe for our wedding, by the way. This sort of sunflowery, orangey, pinky, reddy vibe. So a little sneak peek for you there. So yeah, thank you for watching the vlog today. Yeah, just need to discuss that we change things up on this channel depending on, well, at this allotment. This channel's secondary to the allotment. The allotment's the main shebang. But yeah, things change, people change. You got to roll with the punches and try new things. This is only our first year properly. Well, at the end of we got the allotment in August last year, 2023. So it's 2024 now. So we've only been doing this a year. We're learning, we're trying things, we're trying to do our best. Yeah, all we can do is our best, and we can only try. And we're learning as we go. So this is one of the things you've got to learn about gardening, is that it's constantly changing. All the rules change, everything changes, it all changes every year, and you just have to roll with it. But we've got a lovely little basket of stuff there. I'm so excited to put a vase together. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me on an evening autumn gardening journey, day, whatever. I'm losing my mind because I'm hungry. I want tea. So if you've not subscribed, do consider subscribing. If you've liked this video, I always link the allotment playlist. Look at my grubby hands. I always link the allotment playlist either above or in the description. So if you want to watch the whole shebang from start to finish, because when we got this plot, it was just a field of mud, essentially, mud and weeds. So you can watch that from the beginning if you want to binge. And we also weekend vlog as well. So it's at this point the microphone decided to run out of battery, but all I was really saying was that we weekend vlog at the weekends, we show our home garden, things like that. I ask you to subscribe again, like the comment, like the video, leave a comment, whatever you fancy doing. I'm just rambling away here. So we will see you in the next video, whether that's a weekend vlog or an allotment vlog. We will see you then. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.